In a world that seems more connected than ever, loneliness remains an all too common and often silenced struggle. Welcome to Info Everywhere channel, where today we are diving into a topic that touches the lives of many. Whether you have experienced it personally or know someone who has, this video aims to shed light on the complexities of loneliness and offer a space for understanding and connection. Loneliness doesn't discriminate. It can affect people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life. As we explore this topic, we'll share stories, insights, and strategies to cope with and overcome the feelings of isolation. Before we begin, know you are not alone in watching this video. Together, let's navigate the landscape of loneliness, break the stigma, and foster a community of support. If you find value in this video, consider sharing it with someone you care about, because sometimes the first step towards connection is simply starting the conversation. Do you know there's a difference between being alone and loneliness? Being alone is not the same as feeling lonely. Being alone means an absence of others around you, whereas loneliness refers to the discrepancy you feel between desired and actual social relationships in terms of either quantity or quality. Loneliness is a feeling of unwanted isolation or lack of connection, whether you are alone or surrounded by other people. Solitude, that's social isolation, on the other hand, is a choice. People may choose to be alone for hours or days and not feel lonely at all. Social isolation can be a wonderful thing until it goes on too long and drifts into loneliness. Studies suggested that living alone is a risk factor for loneliness and social isolation. But research also suggested that time spent alone can help with feeling of autonomy, self-discovery, and fostering a peaceful mood. In other words, being alone can but doesn't necessarily cause loneliness. You may be thinking you are immune to loneliness. No, no one is immune to loneliness. Now let's look at some instances that can lead to loneliness. Living alone, a change in living situation, poor physical or mental health, death of a loved one, and having financial problems. Do you know how loneliness feels like? Loneliness varies depending on what's causing it and a person's individual circumstances. Loneliness often involves the following: feelings of sadness, emptiness, discomfort, and disconnections, feeling left out or isolated from others, a longing for companionship, feeling like you are misunderstood or not heard, feeling isolated even when you are surrounded by others, feeling exhausted or burnt out of social interaction, also feeling insecure. So, if you notice yourself or a loved one experiencing three or more of those feelings, it's a sign to make an extra effort to put yourself out there socially. Find ways to address your lack of connections and ask for support. To help yourself or your loved one cope with loneliness, you have to acknowledge how you are feeling, practice gratitude, make time for family and friends, get creative, embrace hobbies you enjoy, get outdoors and have fun. Try volunteering or helping your community. So, it's unlikely you'll be able to end loneliness for good. Everyone encounters loneliness at some point in their lives. You should consider getting professional help if feelings of loneliness extend beyond occasional moments and linger for 2 weeks to as long as 2 months. Feeling weighed into depression, hopelessness, despair. Feelings of loneliness affect your daily life, such as productivity at work or at school. As we come to the end of our journey on loneliness, it's essential to reflect on the key takeaways. We have explored the universal nature of loneliness, acknowledging that it can happen to anyone, regardless of age, background, or circumstance. Remember, the journey to overcome loneliness is a linear one, and it's okay to seek support, whether you are reaching out to a friend, a family member, or a professional. Know that you are not alone. As we conclude this exploration, let's commit to breaking down the barriers that contribute to the silence surrounding loneliness. Share your stories, lend a listening ear, and be a beacon of empathy. By fostering understanding and compassion, you can create a world where loneliness is met with connection and support. Thank you for joining me on this meaningful journey. If you found value in this video, consider subscribing for more content that explores the depth of the human experience. Remember, you are not alone and your story matters. Together, let's continue building a community where everyone feels seen, heard, and connected. Until next time, take care.